Happy Sunday, everybody. It's your boy Sheik with DTK, getting y'all prepped for the week. We got some cool things to go over. Some tickers we'll go over: QQQ, SPY, Tesla, and nvda. Those are the four things I'm looking at this week. I think they're really interesting. So let's get right into it. First one I'm going to bring up is QQQ. So I think tech is due for a major pullback. One thing I want to note out is right here, this level has been a very big area of rejection. As you can see, this 372 area, 371, 372. Every time we've touched this area, we've kind of had a big pullback ever since this big, downturn right here. As you can see, boom, basically a rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. We broke above it briefly, hit this high, just above right here. Reached this other level right here, but come down quite a bit, from here. So it's rejecting this level again on the daily. As you can see, it's a massive rejection candle. But when we pull up our fibs tool, we can kind of see something else here. So let's show you this one first. So swing high, swing low, which is what I love to do. As you can see, we rejected the 78.6 rejection, golden pocket area, and we pulled back, and then again we rejected the 61 area, and then we've dropped down. Now we're back up. Now what you want to do is remove this and then take it from this swing high to this swing low. As you can see, we rejected 78.6 again. Could we bounce here? I would say if we bounce, it might be around here, this 362 area. For a bounce back up to probably test this 367, 368 before we drop back down and have a major pullback. So QQ is really interesting to me. I'm going to be watching this to start off the week, but I am bearish on it. I think long term the tech market is going to pull back. As we hop into looking at nvda and Tesla, you guys will see what I'm talking about. Let's clear these real quick. So one thing I've noticed on nvda, on the weekly, looks like a big head and shoulders is playing out right here. So you can see one shoulder, head, and the second shoulder building around right at this rejection level, this 370 area, major rejection area. That candle, that weekly candle, does not look good. It's an upside down hammer at the top of a uptrend. So if we go back to our daily, you can see as on same on the daily, we're building a head and shoulders, rejected right here. We can see a big drop if we can't hold this 450 area, back down to 410s maybe again. And if we break below 400, then we're looking at some really nasty levels down here. Look at this nasty gap below right here. So this is another thing I'm looking at. So if we pull out our fib tool, we should probably see a swing high, swing low. Oops, close enough. Sorry, let me activate this. Boom. Swing high, swing low. Again, rejection in the golden pocket. Pulling back to this 450 level, which will be a watch for this week. So if we break 450, probably going to head down to like these 430 areas. So 450 level is what I'm looking at for a potential bounce or a breakdown. This candle right here showing me that we're possibly in for more red on nvda. So it's another thing I'm looking at. And don't forget that head and shoulders. When the head and shoulder plays out, neckline breaks down. Neckline looking like this 420 area, 425. That neckline breaks down. We're headed to 400 pretty quick, and below that 375. And if we do break that gap, then we are looking at a big gap fill, which probably puts us around earnings again. So if earnings isn't great, I could see us filling this gap. That's something to look for. Now Tesla is probably my most interesting one this week. Again, let's quickly remove these drawings so I can show you guys some. So if we go to the weekly, this little pennant, this flag has been building up for since July basically. Now this thing has been building up. We've been testing the bottom, top, bottom. Test this top, and that was a nasty rejection right there at that 368 level. Nasty rejection back down to 350. 268 rejection down to 250. Now a break of this 250. This 250 has been a pretty tough level to break. We break this, we're testing the bottom of this little triangle pattern at the 245, 240 area. Now, if we break 240, we're probably headed for lows. Now, since this flag has been building for a long time, this is coiling. Usually the moves are very explosive at this, whether it's to the upside or downside. So if we bounce at this low and go ahead and break out up here, we're looking at a huge move to possibly 315, maybe even 400s. Not right away, obviously, over time, but you want to do the measured move. Basically, I believe the measured move is about a $100 move out of this area. So if we break down, we're probably looking at heading back to the 180 level, 200 and 180. I'd say 180 probably, but big thing to look at, this massive rejection candle on the weekly. Now let's switch over to the daily and we'll see a little clearer. We've had 3 bullish candles right after each other, constantly breaking the low. So 250 is the line in the center here. We break this, we're testing 245 again. I could see us testing it on Monday and maybe getting a small bounce. If we get a big bounce at this level, it all depends on reaction, right? I always say react to the candles rather than trying to predict it. So if we get a bounce right here, we can take calls, back up to this 265 area. But it's getting real tight here. It's got to make its move somehow. With earnings right around the corner, I believe it's this week. Earnings is this week. We can either have a massive breakdown or a break up. So I probably will play the premiums on this throughout the week since earnings is coming around, but I really don't like playing through earnings unless it's just a lotto call because earnings can go either way. But we're watching the break of this triangle. So either way, during earnings, we'll either break down or break up, and we can play off that after earnings, after premiums have been killed. Last but not least, we can head into SPY. Market's been pulling back. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Weekly, again, we can take this fib tool, go this high, this low. We didn't really reach that. I see a different swing here. So swing high of this one, of this candle, down to this shows us a rejection of the 50% retracement. But these 2 candles on the weekly are kind of canceling each other out because we had a hammer and an upside down hammer. So this week will kind of tell us which way we're going. If we go to the daily, excuse me. Same thing with the daily. Draw the fibs right here. Oops, wrong one. Swing high to the swing low. We're right in that golden pocket, rejecting that 50. Now I could see us bouncing right here at this 430 and touching this 440 again before we make another move down. But there are earnings coming up this week, so we'll see, how SPY reacts. But it's looking kind of bearish here. Now let's head into the hourly to see if we can find some zones we can trade. Now this area right here, as you can see, we've had a lot of wicks. This 430 area, if we touch this area in pre-market, we can see a bounce up here. So I'm gonna be looking for calls in this area. If we break below that, then puts. But if we get some strong movement in pre-market, I would look for this 332 to 334 area for some puts, because I could see us rejecting. There's a lot of supply up here. So these are the 2 areas I'm looking for, 434 and 430. So those are the 2 areas I'm looking for calls or puts. We'll see what we see in pre-market. I may be on live pre-market to show you guys what I'm looking at. And again, it's all going to depend on what how we open tomorrow, but we do have earnings, so bear that in mind. I believe we have an FOMC meeting coming up I'm wrong. That's next month in November. We already had CPI, which came in hot. PPI came in hot. Core CPI, all that just it's bad news for the market. It all depends on what the Fed does also next month, if they're going to do another raise of interest rates. But as of right now, I'm leaning bearish on this. I could see us testing 425, possibly even 420 again. But earnings will have a lot to say about that. But as of right now, we'll see what pre-market shows us. because we are day traders. We don't care about the macro and the long term swings. I'm just giving you guys an outlook of what to look for, but the daily action is what we trade. So pre-market, I'll make my plan, and we'll go from there. Anyway, don't forget to join us every morning on voice chat on DTK's Discord, wap.com/DTK Dreamers to sign up. First week is a $1 trial for 7 days. After that, $50 a week. And if you've never tried it out, come try us out. See what you're missing out on. Make some fucking money. We're all banking every single morning. It only takes an hour of your time every morning because we're pretty much in and out. We're done with the day. You can go on about your day. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with everybody. And like I said, hit the link in the description to sign up for that week free trial. Let's fucking get rich, baby.